Muy buenas tardes, estamos con la doctora Buckley. Ella es principalmente especialista en reconstructiva. Y Dr. Buckley, how do you think robotics is revolutionizing reconstructive surgery?
Yeah, it's a great question. First of all, I love doing robotics. I think it's an absolutely amazing tool for reconstructionists. I think the robot probably was built for that. The ability to suture into deep spaces that you have a hard time accessing otherwise, to actually bring the operative field to you, and to be really fine and delicate with the tissue are all major advances over doing the same surgery open.
Okay, and doing single port versus multi-port?
It's certainly single port is it's kind of the sexy new thing out there. I think the single port is very advantageous in the deep pelvis. That's a real strength of it. I think one of the downsides is when you have really a lot of fibrotic tissue and you need lots of extra traction or exposure, it can be a little bit more challenging not having that assistant in there.
Okay. And it's very common, and it's coming to us, the use of mucobicosal graft for upper tract reconstruction in very hard ureteral strictures. And do you prefer like doing only or dissecting circumferentially all the ureter, or just leave the ureter there?
Yeah, I think the buccal mucosa graft, as you just mentioned, is one of our workhorses in reconstructive urology. And the ability to actually add tissue to really dense fibrotic areas that are damaged is a real benefit and really revolutionize what we can actually do in upper tract reconstruction. So it's been a huge step forward. Obviously, we have a lot of experience from urethral work, and it translates quite well into upper tract.
Okay. And how about the use of indesigning green? So do you use it a lot, or?
I do use it. I think it also has a lot of hype. I use it routinely. I think it's not well studied, so we're not exactly sure. But I think using it early and seeing if you get that quick uptake can help you really see if tissue's vascularized or not. It's a benefit. I think we still need to study it more to understand exactly how to use it, but I definitely use it in my practice for vascularity and perfusion.
Okay, and any advice to those urologists that are getting in the reconstructive area or field in urology? So what is the course, or how do you help in the use of tissue and the way of looking for fellowship or something?
Yeah. I think we were just talking about this. There's a lot of different techniques that we use in reconstruction. I think if you learn principles and you know how to use the robot, you'll be able to combine the two. But the real key, if you want to be a great reconstructionist, is understanding the reconstructive principles and then applying the right application. And the robot, especially for the abdomen, has great benefits. So I'd highly encourage people to get into it if they can.
Because Dr. Gillies, back in the 80s and 90s, was the father of reconstructive surgery. And I love two principles of reconstructive surgery. That is, you have to have a lot of surgical plans. You don't have just one plan. Mm-hmm. You must have several, and you have to be open to improvisation. So to improve, like during the surgery. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, the ability to pivot and change your surgical plan based on the tissue quality and what you find is absolutely critical. If you go in with just one case that you can do and it doesn't fit, you'll end up doing the wrong surgery. So having that big armamentarium of different types of cases and applying it to the right patient is incredibly valuable.
And how do you implement this to your surgical team? Like, do you do some kind of session before the case to do this planning around the case, or? So
yeah, I'm fortunate that I get to work at a training center. So I work with both residents and I have a fellowship. We definitely discuss what our plan is going in and what our alternate plans will be if we can't accomplish that. And that's a very important part of reconstruction, preparation and anticipation, that if you need to pivot, is the patient positioned? Are they secured to the bed or are they fixed? So thinking about all the options is important.
And I also believe that in order to do a successful surgery, reconstructive surgery, you need to have all the gadgets in, like your ureteroscope to do to be able to do a ureteroscopic, and then a scope of either above or below the ureter.
Yeah, I speak a lot on that. I couldn't agree more. Staging the injury, and then when you're in the operating room, using all the tools available to you will make you highly successful. And sometimes that'll be ureteroscopy, which I use early and often. Sometimes it'll be ICG, as we talked about, the fluorescence. Sometimes it'll be just being able to have the patient moved and positioned differently. So all of those things are important.
And I've seen some papers about buccal mucosal graft, tubularized, grafts. Do you agree with that? Like tubularizing the mucosal graft?
You know, in general, I do not tubularize tissue. We've had experience in the field of urology and it hasn't gone well yet. So I would, for me personally, I don't. Maybe down the line you'll be one of these people that can make it work. But I think we are not there yet as far as tubularizing either a graft or a flap.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add to the interview?
No, I just want to thank the committee, the president, the education, the secretary for inviting me. It's been a tremendous meeting and I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Buckley.
Thank you.